Rated team, Lagos Television brings you robust programming. We are the voice of Lagos. It's the start of another week and we are back on the conversation. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the program. I am Abimbola.
It's been an interesting weekend in Nigeria, across states of the Federation. Once again, welcome to the conversation. My name is Joshua Murakio.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adibimpe Omotayo.
And I am Joy Olu. Welcome to the conversation.
Right. I don't know how many states in Nigeria, really. Joshua, maybe you need to clarify.
I was expecting the question. That's why I left. So in Akwa Ibom State, one local government was left for the Senate President to honor him. But apart from that, PDP swept all the local governments. The same thing in Benue State. APC swept everything. And in Rivers State, of course, APP. We've never heard of the party before.
22 out of 23.
That was 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything on here. It was different between 6 and 7.
So say, what's the difference in offer?
So like you have a situation where overnight, some people became members of APP.
And they got
the
everything. Nomination forms and...
Yes. And they won all the elections. And they were sworn in yesterday.
This has never happened.
No, the speed and alacrity is very nice, which coincidentally, we were talking about that today. So there's so many sides to this story, and I'm looking forward to having that conversation.
Also in Akwa Ibom State, I even thought that was what you wanted to mention. The governor who lost his wife has appointed
his daughter
as
well,
the first lady.
He said she's not an appointee. She's only to coordinate.
Okay, but she's the new first lady.
She's not the first lady.
But why is she addressed as the first lady?
I don't know.
You can call your daughter a first lady now.
Even when I saw that headline before I read it,
he said she's just
I thought
to
it was the second
coordinate
wife.
the activity. No, but he said the daughter.
No, I said when I read the headlines, I hadn't read the story, and I saw appoints new first lady.
I knew.
Our new first lady emerges.
Mischief makers.
Yes, the way
in the press release, it was stated categorically that he was, appointing his daughter in acting capacity, just to coordinate the office. And his deputy is a woman.
And she'll be working with the deputy.
So she'll be working with the office of the deputy.
I think what came to, let me be sincere with you, I have an idea what came to being PZ. It's very simple. It is, how can your wife die last month and this month you have married a new one?
Exactly. As a woman, as a human being.
Another angle to
yes.
it is a lot of comments, a lot of people from Akwa Ibom State did actually say that he actually has a second wife.
Oh.
I thought it was a pastor. Or a reverend.
So pastor, I don't understand.
They don't marry.
What's that supposed to mean?
They don't marry two wives.
What do you mean they don't marry two wives?
The pastors marry two wives.
Why?
I don't understand this question.
I've never heard it before.
The pastor married two wives?
Yes. Do they?
Even
I'm not a Christian. I wouldn't know.
Don't let me go there. Even at Petra, they marry more than one wife. But that's not what we are talking about now. Is that we have a first lady in Akwa Ibom State.
There's no first lady in Akwa Ibom State.
What we have?
First daughter in acting capacity.
We have a coordinating first
We have a first daughter.
office.
Yes, the first daughter.
We just leave it as that.
First daughter.
We have a first daughter.
Okay.
But do we really need, I say me. Do they really?
He doesn't want.
It doesn't
they
matter.
need that?
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't want
So that she can continue
They
doing
walk off
what...
her mother.
Yeah. What the mom
Because,
was doing.
she had foresight for Akwa Ibom State. She had so many programs she was doing.
Are you being sarcastic now?
I don't, because I don't know why. Your wife will die and now say you want to appoint a daughter. What if you didn't have a grown-up daughter?
But he
What if you didn't have a daughter?
There's an office now. There's an office. Why are you imagining what doesn't exist?
Why
This
are you
one-
getting angry over his matter?
This one exists now. Oh, do you want to be the first lady? That brings me to the
Let us put
question.
you to your Akwa Ibom.
So that you can actually become one. You're dressed like one anyway. So,
Okay. Let us move on and take our news point for today. The Adebimpe.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Nigeria takes historic leap as crude oil sales commences in Naira. In a groundbreaking move, Nigeria has officially commenced the sale of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy announced that in line with the Federal Executive Council directive, the sale of crude oil and refined petroleum products in Naira has officially commenced as of October 1, 2024. The strategic initiative and bold step taken by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration is expected to have a lasting impact on Nigeria's economy, fostering growth, stability, and self-sufficiency, especially as the country continues to navigate the complexities of global markets. This strategic move positions Nigeria for success in the years to come.
Okay. Well,
Congratulations.
exactly. Congratulations are in order, but I think it
has Dangote taken delivery?
no, it hasn't. But the spokesperson did say that they're looking forward to getting crude supply later this week. And then there are also 2 other refineries that have been earmarked to also get supplies.
Which refinery?
They are
The one that they've postponed like 11 times?
No, not those 3.
Not those ones.
Big 3. There are 2 smaller capacity refineries.
They are called modular refineries.
refineries that they expect would also get crude, and they would also be able to, be part of the supply.
I believe that by the end of the year, Nigeria won't be importing refined products.
I don't believe.
No, I'm telling you now.
You can't tell me. Is it not from?
I know.
We're in October.
I know.
We're in October.
But no, don't worry. Port Harcourt refinery is going to come
Oh.
on stream. Why? I don't like you people. You guys are not optimistic at all. Small faith in Nigeria like this you don't have. Especially in NNPC.
Why do you think I said congratulations earlier? Because they said this thing was going to start on October 1, and it did. Do you know how many times they've promised us that those refineries? I beg.
Okay. All right.
Why we take 2 steps forward? Don't let us take another 4 steps backward.
Okay.
I hope you don't believe them.
Me, I have left that conversation. I am on a new one.
On a new conversation.
Let's take your story, Joy.
In Lagos, to clamp down on illegal dredgers. The Lagos State government has called on the Dredgers Association of Nigeria to collaborate with authorities in tackling the growing issue of illegal operators on the state's waterways. At the stakeholders meeting led by the Commissioner for Waterfront Infrastructure Development, Ekundayo Alibioshu, he said the government, or he emphasized the need for a united front to clean up the sector. This was as the government moved to resolve pending issues between the state and the dredgers. Tension between the parties had escalated, stemming from a January ruling by the Supreme Court, which placed control of waterways under the authority of the federal government. The Apex Court ruled that only the federal government can regulate inland waterways, shipping, licensing, collection of fees, navigation and dredging activities, and its right of way through its agencies, National Inland Waterways Authority and the Nigerian Maritime Standard and Safety Agency. Alibioshu pointed out that unlicensed dredgers were posing a significant threat to both the environment and the legitimate businesses operating within the industry. He says we have a duty to protect the lagoon, and it's essential that everything functions properly. We can't stand by while things deteriorate. We need to act both proactively and reactively. Illegal operators are a threat to your business as well, so you must organize better to address this issue. You'll recall that we had the commissioner here some weeks ago, and we talked about these things, and he said dredging in itself is not bad. But then it is when it becomes bad when you do not follow the the due process. Sand, everyone needs it. Buildings are going on every day, so it's a booming business.
Number one, aside the fact that it is an environmental issue, it also poses a danger when there's really no sand to hold the water back anymore. And so that lagoon could overflow, and also issues around. So as much as now, the good thing about it is that there will now be a better collaboration between the Lagos State government and the dredgers. And so meaning that due process will be followed, and they can now hear themselves speak, and they can speak with the same voice. Joshua, would you like to take a story now?
Okay, yes, I have interesting story right here. 2027, LP welcomes Kwankwanso's offer to be Obi's running mate. That's in the Punch paper. The Labour Party on Sunday welcomed the offer by the new Nigeria People's Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Senator Rabiu Kwankwanso, to be running mate to LP's Peter Obi in the 2027 presidential election. Kwankwanso, in a recent viral post, indicated his willingness to serve as running mate to the former Labour Party presidential flag bearer barely 2 years after talks between both parties went south. The Punch reported that the LP and the NNPP had considered a merger ahead of the 2023 general elections, but the inability of either Obi or Kwankwanso to concede the leadership collapsed the heightened move. The former governor of Kano, who spoke in Hausa, expressed his readiness via a circulated video on his official account, provided certain conditions are met. Kwankwanso, who acknowledged his rising political profile, stated, "I'm bigger than Peter Obi." I intentionally read this part so that we can understand the context, actually. I'm bigger than Peter Obi politically. I'm his elder brother. I'm a PhD holder. I performed better than him when I was the governor of my state. I have no problem with deputizing for Peter Obi, but only if certain conditions are met. He further expressed the possibility of engaging in meaningful discussions with Obi, noting, "We are willing to engage in discussions provided that trust is established."
Until the conditions
You did
are
not read that
boosted,
part where the secretary said
they should stop mentioning that he's bigger than him.
Yes.
He has a PhD.
He has a
And he's older.
In civil engineering. He mentioned that in Hausa.
Are those the things that really would make him a better
So you know
president?
that, obviously, you know that this is before that relationship will work.
I don't see
that
this.
relation,
I don't see it. Is that on arrival? I don't see it working.
you know that he didn't even mention those conditions.
He didn't mention
Those
that.
conditions are still under wraps. Until those conditions are fully spelled out, then you will know that.
But in politics, you know, you never know. They can close ranks.
Okay.
They can also
Well,
come
you
to
hear
And he
you.
will
something
be
like-
Peter Obi's vice presidential running mate.
In as much if they are willing to, if
Rabiu
their egos,
Kwankwanso,
Rabiu Kwankwanso, in as much they
that
are,
came fourth.
Did you hear? They said he has come down from his high horse when he saw that Peter Obi gathered over 6 million votes.
Until those conditions
And he,
are...
and he
no,
only gathered 1
there.
million.
Do you think even Peter Obi that we're talking, do you think he has the same electoral power or cloud like he did
Like
in
he did in
2023?
2023.
I doubt that. I doubt that. It can only happen if we look. Don't forget the Badabiamila, what's he again?
Yeah, the chief of staff.
Chief of staff to the president said president isn't thinking about 2027 at the moment.
Now...
Yes, say now.
wait now. When you start thinking about it,
No, when they start thinking about it, they will call you Joshua.
will know
We have started.
You didn't even let me laugh. Oh my God. He said the president isn't thinking about it now.
They will call you Joshua when they start thinking
tomorrow
about
is tomorrow.
2027.
Now, Joshua, please, let's move on. The final news point for today: APC PDP faction vow legal battle as governors. Atiku others counsel LG chiefs on resident welfare. Because the Rivers State People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress factions on Sunday rejected the conduct and outcome of the local government election, stating that no election was held in the state on Saturday. The Rivers PDP, loyal to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, describes the poll as an exercise in futility, vowing to challenge it in court. The Wike camp said these at the Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara swore in the newly elected council chairman of the 23 local government areas of the state. Saturday's election, which was marred by explosions and gunfire, was won by the Action People's Party, which secured 22 out of the 23 chairmanship positions, while the Action Alliance candidate won 1 seat. The exercise was complicated by the ongoing power struggle between Fubara and his predecessor, Wike. All right, of course, it is no longer news that local government election held in Rivers State over the weekend. And of course, it was a total disaster for the PDP and the APC.
There was no APC. There was no APC, there was no PDP.
They said what happened in Rivers is like you have the PDP, then you have APC PDP.
APC PDP.
Well, however,
Because the APC, there's a faction actually. And don't forget, in a particular place, when I say it now, you will know it, there was no electoral materials in
but
that
who
place.
won?
No,
APP won.
APP won. I'm talking about in Wike's ward.
There was no
There was no
election, but it was beaten flat. So who voted?
And how did they vote?
How did they vote? What did they vote
What
with?
did
Due to the tension in that
They
environment,
didn't come out.
our SEC did not go there.
Okay. Thank God that's
we'll
what
talk
we're
about-
looking
yes,
at on one of our conversations today. So hopefully we'll be able to, look at some of the things that happened on Saturday. Let's quickly head to X and look at our trending story this morning. Of course, the big man himself is still trending on the X platform, and a lot of people are actually taking a swipe at the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, who has remained quiet since on Saturday. What does this quietness mean? I don't know. But hopefully, Nyesom Wike will speak.
It means you're I'm trying to speak away.
Well, a lot of people are saying this means that Nyesom Wike has been demystified. Nyesom Wike has there's this Yoruba thing that they say that it is
Say it in Yoruba.
it is
She
the
doesn't
son of
even
the
know.
snake that kills the snake.
Say it in Yoruba. It's sweeter.
Fubara has learned
He learns from the master.
from the master.
and learns
He has
well.
become a master.
So, but whether or not this election will stand, we still do not know. Whether or not it will be upturned, we can't say. But time will definitely tell.
For me, I don't like the way they've turned the courts to
Almost a joke.
a playground
Yeah.
where you interpret, you subject yourself to the judge. A court of competent jurisdiction will pronounce something, give a
then
judgment on.
another-
Then you will say, you now pick and choose, just like the same way Obasaki is doing in Edo. So you pick the part that you can obey,
And
you leave the other
jettison
part.
the other
Yeah.
part.
Remember when in the Gestapo style, when the Fubara went to RSEC office on
Friday.
on say Friday night or Friday night
Friday.
to go tell police whether to go, and use very unprintable words to describe the
Yeah,
IGP.
he's the number one
So what-
security officer of the
So he was saying that even the court judgment, even the touted court judgment, did not say election shouldn't hold. So, and I'm wondering, like,
thankfully, our
what
guest is
does
a lawyer, and so perhaps he would also be able to shed more light on some of these things. But of course, Nyesom Wike is trending on the platform. A lot of people believe that this is the end of Nyesom Wike. But let's say
he's still a
never say
serving, he's a
never.
serving minister?
No, a serving minister is different though from Rivers politics. We are waiting for what will happen going forward. Thankfully, the police this morning did say that their men should withdraw from the local government areas and allow the newly sworn in chairman.
Oh, did you see when Fubara was thanking the president?
Huh?
Did you hear that? Oh, you didn't hear that one?
The thanking the president for what? For not meddling.
He said he's a true Democrat.
It's okay.
Oh, you didn't?
It's okay.
Ah, you guys need to listen to it.
Hey, politics in Nigeria.
He said,
But
we are still learning.
For me,
still
I
learning.
particularly I particularly do not like what is going on because, again, we're setting precedents for things that...
He said it happened in Anambra.
It happened in Anambra. So because it happened in Anambra, it has happened in Rivers. Does it make it right?
That's the president.
Okay, so we should continue. Okay.
Got to mean here now.
We need to take a break. All right. Okay. Let's take a break. When we return, our guest will be here. Is a lawyer. He would interpret some of the things or some of the judgments from the various courts and what this also means now that, you know, a faction has said they are going to court. We do not know how soon this will, you know, this case will be heard and judgments proclaimed. Well, let's see how all of this will pan out. That'll be after the short break.